episode 4. Finally managed to hunt down these guys. They are the correct size. So now we can continue with the gearbox and drive shaft installation. Alright, so I've smeared some gearbox oil on the seal to ease with the installation. Alright, sits flush. Took us a few attempts. Now let's install the drive shaft. Keep it straight, relatively. A few more. That's it. I still got some leftover grease from the previous installation. I'm not gonna grease it up. Lower ball joint done. Alright, so now that this side is done, I just forgot to buy the split pin for the steering rack, but I'll get it sorted out later. I just want to start the engine for now. So we're going to do the same on the other side. There we go. And I'm going to use the old one to push it in. Gonna need a longer extension. Alright, it's seated nicely. Now it's done. Now we're going to install the drive shaft. Lock it in. I believe it's in. Aduh. It is? Oh. That's a struggle. I'm just going to knock in a few times. That's it. So now we're going to install the rest of the thing. I don't know if you can see it, but the lower ball joint on this side is, the rubber is already torn. So that's a checklist to do next time. It's a lot of hassle. It's good. So we can reinstall the tire now. Okay, we're done with the bottom part. Now we're going to get started on the top part. First of all, what I'm going to do is top up the gearbox oil, and then I'm going to change the rocker cover. The rocker cover gasket. Then after that, I'm going to top up the radiator. Then I'm going to install the airbox and lastly the battery. So let's get cracking. So for the gearbox oil, I'm going to use this Castrol Transmax manual 8090. You just fill it up until it overflows. I already put the drain pan down there. And let's fill it up. I think it roughly takes about 3.5 liters. Might be wrong, but then again we have 4 liters worth of gearbox oil. I got this funnel from SB Tools, not sponsored, but if you want, you can sponsor me. Which is really easy to use. Plus it's a bit sturdier than most. Alright, overflows. Now we are done. This is a really handy tool. Highly recommend it. So we're gonna let the oil go out for a bit more and then we close it up. Right, let the fuel pot close. We're done with the gearbox. Next up, we're going to remove the rocker cover sealant, replace it with a new one. inside is really clean. It's a sign that shows that this engine has just recently been overhauled. I see new sealants, new water pump. So I think it was recently overhauled. And I hope it runs well. So just going to clean it up and put back the rocker cover gasket. So now we have a choice. Do I keep using the original engine one or do I use my older one? Which one looks nicer? I'm going to go with the current one. And the gasket is still soft. I think it's makes me think that it was just recently overhauled, but then just for the peace of my own mind, I just want to eliminate any leaking points, so I just decided to change to a new one. On the second thought, I think I'm going to use my original one because I see some, like, there's a lip here and there's signs of oil seeping out. This lip makes it that the cover won't sit flush with the head, so that will cause oil to come out. So I'm going to switch to my old one. This is my old one. As you can see, it's flush, and I think it looks much better. Compared to the other one, my gasket is not as soft as the here are the new up cover gasket, or rocker cover gasket as I call it. It's made out of silicone, so I think this one lasts much longer than the ordinary rubber. Plus it's red in color, so I think this one will give us a boost of around 4 horsepower. Alright, so that's now that this is in place, so I'm going to put a bit of sealant over here. It's more than enough. Use my old screw sets because I've seen that some of the sizes it's already been mix and match. So this, I believe, is the older model of this, so it doesn't have a screw thread for the middle one. The older one doesn't have that screw, so just going to secure it with the bit bolts. Now we're going to put back the ignition coil. And we're done. So next thing on the list is to fill up the coolant we got this like I introed before, Hello brand radiator cooler. Instruction doesn't specify how much of percentage that you need to mix, but it says that the whole can or the whole bottle goes into the radiator mixed with distilled water, and the extra one will go into the expansion tank. So I'm going to do this. The whole can. Before we fill up the rest with distilled water, I'm going to open up this bleed hole. The bleed pot open, you can fill up with. Alright, so it's bleeding, which shows that it has enough coolant. Push it up. And like it says, we're going to fill up this one with the whole tank. And that's filled up. To top up the rest. That looks full. Right, the old radiator cap, while still visually looks good, it's loose and crusty. So about the new one, I'm going to use that. So it's of the same rating, 1.1 bar. And we're done with the radiator. So next we're going to install the air box. I'm going to have a problem. I think the next guy that's going to remove this thing. Sit well here. Alright, so I think I'm going to just cut this bracket off with an angle grinder. Right, before I put the airbox in, I'm just going to double check that I connect everything that is needed to be connected. Nothing is not connected. Alright. Got the hands, found the hands. battery, I'm going to put back the undercarriage cover. We're gonna do up the right side first. Alright, next up, going to install the air filter back in. And we're going to put the battery back. Alright, I think that's it. The installation part is done. We've installed everything that needed to be installed. The battery is in, the car is alive, and I guess now is the scary part, I guess, to start the engine. But first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to crank the engine without the fuel, so it can build up some oil pressure, since the engine haven't been running in a while. So fuel. This one. Really? That's it. Now we're going to crank the engine. This is really scary. Alright, I think that's enough. Now let's start the engine for real. drive! Woo! And it's running smoothly. There's some old oil burning off. I get some heat. Not running really smoothly right now because the ECU is actually from the old engine and everything else is new, so it needs to be reset. But I don't have the computer. I will bring it to a workshop that can do that. So I'm going to shut off the engine for now and check the leaks. Yeah, like I said, the smoke is just from the oil from the exhaust just burning off. The oil that drops on the exhaust just burning off. So yeah. Let's give it another go. I don't see any leak down there, and everything else looks good. The gearbox looks good. I don't see any leak on the drive shaft seals. And I think we are clear. Just need to go to the workshop to get the throttle body relearned, and I think that will settle the throttle issue. Wow. It's alive again. Like I said, I don't know if I told you before, but this car haven't been started since September of last year, and now they've got the time to do the engine and everything. Alright, we're gonna jack down the car and clean up all the mess and bring it to a workshop. So just got back from the workshop, got the throttle body relearned, do the reinitialization. Everything is running smoothly, but it jerks a bit sometimes. I do feel it's a bit underpowered, but I think that has got to do with maybe, I don't know, the intake manifold, because I use like the old one, but I think it's the same part number new for the new and the old one, and maybe the extractor, because both I'm using the old one back, so I'm not really sure which one, but at least the engine is running, there's no fault code whatsoever. And with that, we are done with the episode. So we still have more projects to be done on this car. As you can see, it's in a really bad shape, but mechanically it's running, and hopefully you can continue the series. So thank you all for watching, and hope you guys enjoyed the video, and see you guys on the next one.